Bantase. Welcome apha ekhaya kwakhona. I am Unondumiso, and today we are talking about God's love language. Ne? God's love language. So, what is a love language? A love language is the way a person receives love. Okanye, it's the way that yena interpreter that this is how or this is when I feel most loved. Ne? So I think many of us have read incwadi, that the book that is titled The Five Love Languages by Gary Chapman, I think. And it says that it lists five love languages as words of affirmation, gifts, acts of service, quality time, and physical touch. So those are five love languages according to the book. And so what happens Bantase is that most of the times Tina, we tend to show love to people the way that Tina we want to receive it. Words of affirmation, some people feel most loved when you compliment them, when you tell them that they're doing a good job, that when you tell them that they look good. Abanye, they appreciate gifts. So when a person just spoils you and does all of those things, that is when they feel most loved. Others, it's physical touch. So you hugging them, you comforting them, that's their love language. Abanye, acts of service. You find that when you cook for a person, that's when they feel most loved. When you do things for them, that is when they feel most loved. And then the last one is equality time, where others feel most loved when you spend time with them. So you find that each person gengogu has a different love language. You find that two people are in a relationship. One feels most loved when they are affirmed, when they are complimented, while the other person feels most loved when they spend quality time together. And then you find Uguti, the person that the person whose love language is words of affirmation. Most of the times what they do is that they affirm people, they tell people, they compliment people, because that is how they want to be loved. And then the one gayena who's quality time, for example, will want to spend time with people. And then at times when people do not understand this, the one yena who interprets love as words of affirmation, uzoziva, they will feel as if they are not loved when the other person does not compliment them. Why? Because that is how they interpret love. So it is very important, I think, that in our friendships, in our relationships, we understand a concept of a love language, so that you are able to love a person the way that they receive love. I land of just because you appreciate being complimented, then you will do that, and that is beautiful, that is okay. But if a person does not receive love that way, you need to understand what is their way of receiving love, or how they interpret it, so that you can also do that for them, so that they do not feel like they are not appreciated or loved. You'll find that you'll hear a person saying that my spouse or my partner, they buy me gifts so much and I appreciate that. However, they are not present, they are not at home, they are not with me. We are born a person who says that their love language is actually quality time. And then you find the person who is the giver of gifts saying that I don't understand why this person is complaining, because I'm always buying things for them. I work hard so that I am able to buy things for them. And the person who you are giving the gift to does not interpret that as love. It's not their love language. Yes, they appreciate what you are doing, but that is not how they want to be loved. So we need Bantase to know that, to understand it, and so that our relationships can work properly. Now, let us go to the Lord. He has his love language. You'll find a lot of people saying what? They'll be like, we serve the same God, we worship the same God. It's just that we worship him in different ways. Now, the question that I have to that is does the Lord want to be worshipped in different ways? Is that his love language? Are you meeting his, would I say, need in terms of love? Because now, if you are going to love him the way that you want to love him, then you are actually not thinking about him, you are thinking about yourself. So you basically love yourself and you do not love the Lord. Let me give you an example. Let's say that I like eating, of which I do. I like food. And then with meat, I like meat and I prefer red meat. That's the meat I like, ne? Okay, I like red meat. And then I have a friend, Yena, who loves chicken, for instance, ne? Okay, we has fell with a chicken yake, and I like red meat. And so when they think of me, ne, what they think of when they say that, as in, for instance, let us say that they want to do something for me or bring me food or give me some meat, and then with that they will think ukuthi, what is it that I like? When they go and buy, they will buy red meat, for instance, because I like fried meat. So they will buy inyama umbengo masithi inyama eyojiwe, fried red meat, or will go together and get red meat. Uyabona? Why? Because when they want to show me love, for instance, example, that is not my love language, by the way, but when they want to show me appreciation or want to buy something for me, they will think of what I like, not what they like. It is very strange of you to know that your friend likes flowers, and then when you come bearing a cat for them, and then let's say when you like pets, you like cats and dogs, and then they appreciate flowers and nature and all of that, and then you say that you are thinking of them, but you are giving them something that they do not want, but that you want to receive. You are not thinking of them, you are thinking of yourself. So we need to also know ukuthi, we need to ask ourselves, the way that we are showing love to people, is it the way that they interpret that act as love? The things that when you say that we worship the same God just in different ways, the way that you are choosing to go according to, is it the way that he will interpret it as love now? Or it is just that you love yourself and you are claiming to love the Lord? Let us go to the word of God. Now, Bantase, masifundeni John 14 verse 15. It reads, he 15, 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments. If ye love me, keep my commandments. And then 21 uti, he that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he is that loveth me. So the person who loves the Lord keeps his commandments. He sees you as loving him when you keep his commandments. Now, commandments, we need to know, but those 10 commandments are not the only commandments that are in the word of the Lord. As in, it's not limited to that. The 10 commandments are the commandments that the Lord gave to Moses to give to the children of Israel. And so, Bible wouldn't be so big, Bantase, only containing 10 commandments. So the commandments of the Lord, or indlelas kaThixo, the ways of the Lord, are found in the word of the Lord. But there was someone who was clever, but he wanted to test the Lord, and he wanted to tempt him and asked him, what is the greatest commandment? Because we see that there are commandments and there are many of them, but now what is the greatest one that if I've done that one, at least I know that I'm sorted, And with that we find the answer in Matthew 22 verse 37. And then it reads, let's start go 34. It says, but when the Pharisees had heard that he had put the Sadducees to silence, they were gathered together. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him, and saying, Master, which is the greatest commandment in the law? 37. Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Now, the Lord is saying, my love language is for you to obey my commandments. Okay, what are those commandments? What is the greatest one? Is for you to love him. So he is saying ukuthi the greatest commandment, you love him by obeying his commandments. And the major commandment is that you love him with all of your heart, with all of your soul, and with all of your mind. Now, Bantase, you need to know that you can't love someone that you do not know. For you to be able to love the Lord, you need to know him. How are you going to know him if you do not study the word, if you do not pray? Because that is where you will learn things about him, you will know things about him that will make you to love him. And then he says that the second greatest commandment is that you love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. Because Bantase, and then he says that on these two commandments it hangs all the law and the prophets. How so, Mdase? We are one of those 10 commandments that say thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not commit adultery, njalo njalo. If you love the Lord and you love your neighbor, you do not even need to try and memorize those things because you will not do them. If you love your neighbor, you are not going to steal from them. If you love somebody, you do not want to do wrong things to them. So if you love your friend, if you love your neighbor, you are not going to steal from them. You are not going to try and get their husband or steal their wife now. Why? Because you love them. So when you love somebody, you want good things to happen to them, and you are not going to be the cause of bad things in people's lives. So that is the love language of God, Bantase, is that you keep his commandments and you love his children. That is a uniform, yabazalwane. That is something that we should be seen by or noticed by, and that is to love people. You'll find a person saying that you know what, I love the Lord, ne? But I just don't like people. You don't like people? How is it that you love the Lord and you don't like people? You dislike or you hate people that you can see, yet you say you love a God that you've never seen. The Bible calls you a hypocrite. Why? Because you are saying that you love an unknown being, someone that you have not seen with your naked eye, but the people that are around you, when you do not like. That there is something wrong with you then, Mdase. And so there is something that we need to be people that love people. Love people. Thanda abantu, Mdase, thanda abantu. And that is how we will see that when you love the Lord, by first loving the people that are around you. So as much as we are raising a point yokuthi you show love to the Lord by keeping his commandments, also, Bantase, I would also like to encourage you that we learn each other's love languages, know the love languages of your friends, and so that they can feel appreciated while, Bantase, besaphila. Not that thing of you now having a beautiful speech at a person's funeral while you left them here on earth and they died thinking that you do not love them. So notice people's love languages and love them the way that they want to be loved, and not how you want to express love to them, because at times that is not how they will receive it as love. If now you do not know, or maybe you are still new friends with the person or whatever, you do not know their love language, try them all. There's nothing wrong with that. You can buy them a gift here and there, compliment a person. A compliment, it does not even need a person to be a person that whose love language is words of affirmation. Just to throw a compliment here and there, and maybe you will then be able to pick oh, they actually appreciate this more, and then you capitalize on that or work on it even more to show your appreciation and love for them. So thank you so much for tuning in. Bantase bakhona sizobonana kwelandelayo, and do like, subscribe, share and comment. Bye bye.